All right, everybody. How you guys all doing out there tonight? Welcome one, welcome all. Don't forget, we are from Flux Trading, the most amazing traders in the whole wide world. Seriously, it's like the Avengers and Marvel and like all the superheroes you've ever seen all put together. And we're quite a group. We've got a great group going on. We got the Cryptomiss now in here. She's now in here. She's got her own section. She's doing great. She's making a bunch of calls. I just love her work, right? We got Jonas in here, man, just pumping out videos. I in here cranking out TA, and of course we got the Vader. Yeah, 50-50 on Vader. I mean, the guy's okay, you know what I'm saying? Seriously. I still think that those kids don't look like his. Way too cute to be his kids. Don't tell him I said that, though, okay? So, listen, last night, we were in a bearish pennant. This is exactly what I said. We're still in a bearish pennant until we break over right here, which was 85.57. I put 85.60, give it a little bit of a leeway for a poke through, right? Because, you know, some exchanges are a little bit different than others. The max, I thought, if we got a breakout out of there, would have been running up here to 9,300, right? But then I was just looking to just reshort the shit right back down. So I knew we were still bearish in here. There was nothing bullish about being in here. Now, I'm going to have to... Here's the problem. We're stacked on top of a whole bunch of support, right? So we're basically back to a situation to where we're laying on top of a ton of support again. Now here we were just laying on moving averages, right? These moving averages were layered right here between 8,100 and 8,352. So you had all these, you had the 200, the daily 200, the monthly 7MA, and the weekly. So now we've broken that, and we came down here and landed on the 100 MA of the weekly. So on the 100 MA of the weekly, and we're still kind of holding the 7 MA of the monthly, but we're definitely far below the 200. All of that now is above us, and it's going to turn into resistance. The most critical thing is that 200 MA on the daily, right? So we're going to try to buzz through, and let's get over. Oh, look at the support. So we came all down here, landed on the historical support for the monthly, right? Bang, right on it. Look, close, meh, modest wick right there. So these two closes right there show that there's significant support right there. We landed on that support. So there's one thing you got right there, right? So we landed on historical. So let's go back in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to say we're on monthly historical. And that was at, what is that? It's like 77 and change or something like that, right? 77.40 or something, 77.40. So we landed on that, right? Bounced on monthly support, right? So we definitely bounced on the monthly support right there. That monthly support plays all the way back here into 2018. Next thing, we're going to go, now we did kind of crack this with a wick on this little trend line right here, and we hit this second trend line coming up right here. So we do have a little bit of a support right here, but look at our RSI. Look at where our RSI is on the 12-hour. Still has room right here. There's still definitely room to the bottom side right here, but we're definitely in more of a bear market posture, right? Here's our 33.3 on the God mode. Take a look at that. This is the 33.3 way up here. We're trending. Look at how this line is this is the green line. So the green line is your short-term trend line. So short-term trend line means hours, days, short-term, going up, going down. The blue line is the trend line, which is your longer term. This is a weekly, monthly trend line. So this baby moves a lot slower as it moves through time. And you see that we're definitely dipped down in here into the bearish area. And it's really weird that we're laying flat right here. See, just like we did back here, right, kind of laying flat on that line right there, right? Where were we laying flat? Right here before this big dump. So we were laying flat right here. We're kind of doing the same thing. We're putting in a very similar structure. And let me grab that right there for the numbers, right? This is what I'm just most worried about. This little flat is this. See that little flat? Right, and there's that, and there's that, and this is kind of what, you know, you see, Now the TD right here on the 12-hour is much better looking than the 12-hour TD we're actually running right now. The 12-hour TD we're running right now is definitely into the oversold area. So we're definitely in the oversold area with that, right? Right. So there's that. That's running flat on us. Hold on, let me pull this bad boy back down. There it is. And you see there's the TD system. So the TD system still hasn't reset. So we're on a bleeding TD9. Look at these two wicks right here. These two wicks right here. Really sexy, but still bearish. We're still postured bearish here. Now short term, there's nothing that says we can't come back up and pop on that 82, 8,300 range, even 8,400, right? Long-term chart, this is disconcerting to say the least. This is one of the farthest we've ever dropped down right here on this indicator, and this is, you know, we're right here at the bottom, at the base of my target area right here, right? So like there it is. Look, we're into my target area right here. Okay, below the 50 MA. Like down below 7,200, you're going to start to run into the fibs, your heavier fibs. You're also going to run into this heavier trend line. This is why you've got to be very, very cautious here, because 7,200 is still a real number that's down there, right? We're still going to go and look at the 7,200. Let me see if any gaps open. I'm going to say negative on that. Look, RSI, we're coming into a strong support area for RSI. So this is good. That's all good news, right? To see some kind of a little bounce maybe to get us out of these oversold conditions. Here's the 100 MA on the weekly, bang, bounced off. The monthly 7 MA, whew, all right, take a look at the monthly. Take a look at the monthly 30, 66.70. Look at the weekly 50, 66.56. Not a good number to see. Take a look at over here. Here's your, pull that up. I really don't like the 100 on the 3-day, but we're going to move that up to the 100. Yeah, you know, the 200 3-day, 7K. I don't like looking at these 66 numbers right here. I really don't like looking at those 66 numbers. Lower time frame moving averages all well above us. There's literally no real support above us on any of the resistance above us on any of the moving averages. There's just nothing, right? You look at the higher ones. You know, you're going to run into this, the weekly 8,200 right there for that 30 MA, you know, but meh, I mean, nothing to really write home about. This could pull back easily and just turn that at 30 MA into support right there. Because we're still early in the week, right? Still early in the week. Nothing, a whole lot of nothing burger. In fact, I'm going to have to go over. I'm going to have to clone this. Yeah, there's that 66 and change right there. It might be a little bit high. Right there's the monthly. Bollinger Bands, right? 12 hours back in the Bollinger Band, which is bad. So this is not a good thing to be back inside the Bollinger Band on a big pump or dump, right? So we're outside of the Bollinger, we're back inside the Bollinger Band on the 12 hour. We're on a bleeding 9. Right? A bleeding 9. This does look like it could possibly be trying to bark back up. So look at the daily. The daily here, we are way outside, right? We're still way outside the Bollinger Band on the daily right there. Still 8,200. It's now going to turn into resistance on the way back up. 86.45 over here on the 3-day. And then, you know, if you do watch the channel, you don't, right? I saw this thing squeezing. Here was your squeezy thing. I said this thing's going to pop and it's going to be a 2,000 point move. You know, I just call it like I see it, right? You know, once again, winning ain't easy, but it is fun, right? I mean, you knew that was happening. And of course, I hope all of you guys know that I shorted that. I clearly have showed all of my trades. I've showed all of my trades, and you guys know that the vamp was shorting the poop out of this, right? Right? So all of you guys should know that I was shorting the living poop out of this thing, and it was a great win. That was a really good win right there. So it wasn't going long, going short. Here we go. Look at 7,600 on the weekly Bollinger Band, right? So the weekly Bollinger Band, you got a little bit more range to go till you get down to the bottom of that. 6,900 right there, 7K for the monthly, right? I mean, here's what's really important. So if we're going to look at charts that really show support and resistance, I always like to use historicals number one, but I love these Gauss charts. Like these Gauss charts to me, this Gauss indicator is one of my faves, right? Let's take a look at this, right? Here's the daily. Look at the daily, came down, hit the Gauss. This would be the L2 on the Gauss, right? I think that's our L2. Or is that, no, that's our H. It's our H1. Give me a second, I'll go take a look at that one. This is an L1, so low one. This is your median. This is a H1, H2. This is L1, L2. So this is our 3-day. So our 3-day, we just broke through and touched the L1 on our weekly Gauss. And then, oh my God, take a look at that, baby. Came all the way over. We came all the way back and touched the top Gauss band on the weekly. Right? We came all the way back and touched the top Gauss band on the weekly. So all of this is support. This is what I consider really good support. And I love to play the Gauss charts. And you guys can see a perfect, yes, absolutely, a perfect hit on every single Gauss chart right there. Right? And I want to show you guys something. If you take a look, right? If you take a look, I said, hey, this looks like a massive head and shoulders, right? Because it was, right? It was a massive head and shoulders. It loves to come back to the mean line, right? This is all this is. This is the TDI chart. Loves to up and down and up and down and up and down, right? And this just was a big head and shoulders that crossed all the way back down. Now it's below the support of the middle Bollinger Band. So we got to be, two things. This is below support. We're still on the H2, which is the high 2. Now what the Gauss loves to do is the Gauss always loves to come back to the blue indicator, right? The blue indicator, give me a second here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this off, right? And so we have a clear view. So you always love to come back. So take a look here. Look at how this came down to the L1, came back up, tapped off the L1, came back down, consolidated at the middle, right? Bounced off the, this is low 1, rode low H, this L2, this is low 2, all the way back up, rejected in the middle, rode L2, rode L2 like a stripper riding your leg for that last $20 at the end of the night. I mean, this baby rode it all the way and then fell out. And look, came all the way back. Little tingle, tingle, tickle, tickle. Little tickle, tickle here on the L1. Little tickle, tickle dance on the median. And then boom, little tickle dance on the H2. Rocket through, and look, we came all the way back. Now, this is where it gets really shitty for Titty, right? This bad boy likes to go back to the mean line, right? It wants to go all the way back to the mean line if it can, right? Historically in bull runs, though, take a look at this. Historically, if you go back into bull runs, like look at this, comes down, it loves to turn this back into support, right? And look here. So here we go. Came down, tapped, rode a little bit under the support on the TDI, and then just moon-diculared up. So here's the deal. When you're in a bull market, right, it's very simple. You hold that line. You hold that line. In a bull market, this is really where we're at right now. We're going to decide right here, and this can take time. I'm not saying this is going to happen right now, today, or within this next week. But if we close, and I'm talking close, underneath, if we close under this, close under that equals bear market, right? If you close under that, it pretty much throws you into a bear market. Okay, so that would throw us into a bear market there, and a close below that, that's just open air below here, right? Just open air down there, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that up there, and you see where the weekly 200 MA is. Look at the weekly 200 MA is pretty much riding this right here. This is where the 200 MA is. It's on the L2, right? Just, I don't want to even, I'm not going to even show you what number that is, because if I show you what number it is, you're going to get all worried, and we don't want to go there yet. Okay, we just don't want to go all the way down there yet, right? Broke this trend line broken, support line broken. You know, still, I love to see on bounces. I love to see double bounces to get us out of these, to get us out of here, right? I love to see double bounces to get us out of here by the blue, which is the bears, right? This is the bear line down here, the blue. I look, double bounce out, double bounce out, single bounce out, but bounce, bounce out. So I would love to see a little up, a little down, and then make our run for it, okay? I always prefer to see a lower and then a higher, though, because that always gives me a little bit better look. Lower, higher, lower, higher helps to get me into that trade, to get me into a long position. We never, you know, we did get it here, and I suck. And I seriously thought we were still going lower, but we did get Baby Bull Jesus back here in December, and we'll go back into that later. I still wanted to see us go just a little bit lower. Weekly RSI support, still got lots of room to run down here. We broke that support line. Stoke on the weekly, still looking weak as shit. Other than that, look, longs RSI dumped, shorts RSI dumped. Like, no one trusts anything right now. Longs dumping, shorts dumping. People are just pulling their money out of the market in general, just saying F it, right? So that's all this says to me. This right here just says to me, right? This just, like this chart right here, right? This chart says nobody trusts the market, right? That's exactly what that chart says. And I'm going to edit this, edit, read the chart, you sexy beasts. Save. All right. There we go. All right, and we're going to move on. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. You know, still a lot of money in the market. You know, you look at the chalk and money flow, there's still a shitload of money that's inside the market. Really, no need to panic. I mean, I'm not saying it's real money, you know, but I'm definitely saying it's tether. There's a shitload of tether in the marketplace right now. This is actually good news, right? I like this right here. Like, this is actually some good news right here, because take a look at this. This is good, right? Look at this. This is actually good, right? Here you can see alts are really holding, right, on the MC, right, on the market cap. Like, alts are seriously trying to hold right here. I don't like this structure that's getting thrown up right here, though. I really don't. I'm not saying this doesn't look like a big head and shoulders, but this looks like a gigantic freaking head and shoulders right here to me. And if it is, it's going to be a pretty traumatic head and shoulders for everybody involved, right? Where the hell's my freaking head and shoulders thing at? I haven't used head and shoulders in a while. Where the hell is it? The hell? Oh, there it is, right here. Boom. Like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Right? I don't like this right here. Right? I like this. This could be an A and E. Right? Alts kinda tried an A and E. Yeah, A and E. Yep, there we go. They kind of tried to get an A and E, pull an A and E out of here. But it's funny because, you know, right now alts are just, of course, they're taking a shit all over the board. We all already know that, right? They're like the puppy that pooped in the house. You just want to whack them right on the nose. All right, next thing we're going to look at, here is this indicator, once again, the short indicator, short time frame indicator. We looked at it. It's flattening out. We don't like it when this baby flattens out. Look at the energy. The energy's pulling back up. This is not good. When your price action is going down, the energy band is going up. That's super bad, super negative. We don't want to see that. That's still a bearish sign. God, we have never been this low on the WMA TSI, right? Look at this bad boy. This thing is like, seriously, this thing is just like scraping. This thing is like rubbing its balls along the pavement. It's that low, right? You're jogging down the street, and this thing is just rubbing. You got your balls hanging out, and you're tripping over them, and they're dragging down the street. That's how oversold this thing is. And look at this. Last time this baby was oversold was right here at exactly this little place right here, and then it ticked up, and then it died out. And then look, as this moved up, the price action continued to move bearish, right? The price action continued to move bearish. So this tells me still, there's still, the bears still have their guns loaded, and there's no reason that they just can't keep firing here. Really, the challenge is, the issue is, we're so afraid right now of this massive fall that there's just not much buying power going on, right? So we're going to redo our notes right here. Let's redo our notes really quick, okay? The bot fired along, so when the bot fires along, a lot of times, one of the times you'll see Bitfinex, right, dump the market, right, then buy up the bags and run. So I'm gonna leave this on here because this is what happens, and I even put that on there. I said I can see a fake out here where we go to the low side and then pump out to get us out of the oversold conditions, right? So we are on a lot of support still right here. We saw we're on all of that Gauss support, right? So let's just get back up here. Bearish pennant broke out, so we're gonna get rid of this, right? So what we're gonna put is we have landed on heavy Gauss support here, right? The bad news is that was that the monthly or the weekly? Give me a second. Weekly. Yeah. The weekly Gauss is at the H2 level, and in a bull market, this level always holds, and the PA never closes under it on a weekly timeline. Okay, so we are literally sitting on this bad boy right now, right? We're sitting on this sucker. So this is probably the most important thing that we see right now. We're sitting on all of these layers that are just stacked up, right? So we're gonna comment on that, right? So hold on a second. So we've got the daily, the 3-day, and the weekly. So we got the daily. Oops. Right, come here, bad boy. Right, daily Gauss. We got the 3-day Gauss and the weekly Gauss, all acting as support, right? And let me give you those numbers really quick here. Hold on a second. So what do we got? 77.49, 78. So the low is basically 77.49, but the weekly, yeah, let's just call it 77.49. And we're gonna call, oops, let's get up here. 77.49 is a must hold. Okay. So, all right, let's go down. So this played out, right? This played out. All right, so faked out. Now, top side R equals, right, now it's 8,200, 8,300, right? And there's not much above us, right? There's just not much above us. Okay. I am not, now I got to be really careful here because I'm not going to look. It's going to be tougher if we bounce off that. A solid bounce here is a great bull sign, right? It's a great bull sign. Okay, so where are we at? We're sitting on the yep, still haven't dead cat bounced. Trend line broke that. Okay, almost done. That is the bad news. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put 6,600 is the bad news line, right? You just can't break that, right? That's just the bad news line, right? Anything below 6,600 for me, and actually, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm going to call it 6,200. 6,200 is, we're going to call this HS2. HS2 equals that, and we're going to do HS1 equals 6650. Okay, because that's the weekly middle Gauss line right there. That's basically the weekly middle Gauss, and there's a shitload of stuff right below that, right? So right here, God, I think I'm going to play along with the stop loss at 77.40. Because if it breaks, I could just play a hedge long. I am thinking about a hedge long with stop loss just under 77.40. Because it's easy because I'm still in a short. So if I pull a hedge long, just hold my short. Okay, so this is what we're going to change our notes on the chart, right? Must on the weekly close or that a turn. Fuck, I mean, I would have to pull this out. Right, because anything below here, Hold on a second. Let me go back. Where's my Gauss chart at? Sorry this is taking so long, everybody. I apologize. I was trying to make this quick. Yeah, that's the bottom. Yeah, I hate to make long videos. I'm trying to make my videos short. Fuck. Here's the problem. I mean, look at this shit. This shit is dipped back into the bear market right here. Like, this is dipped back into the bear market. Stevie, my man from Dubai. How you doing, brother? I always wanted to go. One day, man, I'm going to come visit you. Man, I've been to Canada. Listen, my wife will let me go to Canada. She'd probably let me go to Canada before I went to Edmonton. I mean, she'd let me go to Canada before I go to Dubai. I heard the women, especially the Russian women, are smoking hot in Dubai. Canadian women, a little on the big side for me, man. A little on the big side for me. Tell you what, you Canadians, a little too liberal for my taste. A little too liberal, man. You guys got to work on your... Listen, I'll tell you what, though. If I ever do become poor and deadbeat, I'm coming to Canada to get everything for free. How about that? I got good friends in Vancouver, and I got good friends in Calgary. I got some really rich friends in Calgary, Canada, and they always come to America for their health care. It's hilarious. Like, they come down here to see their doctors. Dude, I'm in New York all the time. Steve, holy shit, Dave. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Dave. Dude, I really appreciate that, brother. Wow. Yeah, that you got. All right, let me see here a second, all right? Give me 1 second. God, we're so freaking high. Like, honestly, if I were to think about this for me right here, I mean, this is probably, like, I'm not going to get rid of my short. Yeah. David, dude, I'm coming back to you, Dave. Give me 1 second, man. Yeah, dude, I think for $10, I don't know how far it's going to get me with a Russian girl in Dubai. I don't even think it's going to give me the tip for the drink I buy her. Definitely not even going to get me the tip for the drink I buy her. Ah, my brother Hassan, thank you, sir. All right. So here's my thought right here, okay? Here's my thought. The line in the sand for us is the line in the sand is 77.45. 77.45 is the fucking line. Okay? We can't let go of that. 77.45 is it. If we don't bounce here, if we close under this weekly, or if we close under this weekly, I mean, this shit is just over, right? It's just totally over. So, and I think we're at that point, we're going, we could go as deep as 6,200. Okay? So, by my, see, here's the thing. We landed on all the support. Why the fuck are we not bouncing? Why the hell do we not fucking bounce? What do people know that I don't know? I don't like that. I'm going to stay with my first inkling. Right? I think I'm going to pull a hedge long here. I'm keeping my short position, right? I'm holding my short. I'm going to still hold my short. Breaking this puts. God damn it. I mean, really, it puts a poke to the sixes. God, I didn't really, God, I don't want to go. It definitely puts 7,200 on the table. 7,200 on the table. Right? For me. All right, and